Hello, Staghorn fern addicts. Welcome back to my channel. I'm going to cover a couple really important topics today. I started collecting staghorn ferns about 15-20 years ago. It started with a gift from a friend of a really basic staghorn fern, and then I got crazy. I had a lovely collection, including some tropical, the harder ones to grow, more rare varieties from the Philippines and from South Asia. And I was living in a warm climate at the time. I was living in Los Angeles, and then I had to move to Northern California, where I lost most of my warm weather staghorn ferns. It was really sad. I wasn't prepared, and so this winter I brought all my ferns inside. Now, bring your staghorn ferns inside, or any house plants from outside. It takes some doing. There are several things that I want to cover in this video. One is how to kill insects and scale on your staghorn ferns. And the second thing we're going to cover is how to water them. Originally, what I would do is I would take, the entire fern down and submerge it in water, but I've learned something, a much easier way. One of the problems you'll have, though, when you bring your staghorn ferns in, if you had them outside for the summertime, is that they have been invaded by insects, sometimes ants, the little roly-polies, earthworms, which is really great for the plant for the most part. But the problem is that they will be in the soil, in the moss, and they wiggle and jiggle and dig around, and they'll constantly just drop dirt everywhere. So you'll just go crazy trying to keep up with the mess. Well, at first I thought I had to accept this, and I would try to build little trays on the bottom of the mounts and this and that. But then I went all human on them, shamefully, and realized that when I did the treatment for when my staghorn ferns got scale, it also destroyed anything else that was living in the moss. And now it's very clean. So, scale. Scale are these little brown bumps. And they are kind of hard to kill because they don't really move. It's very mysterious how they do actually get on the plants and spread on them so quickly. And they hide in all the nooks and crannies and then slowly make their way out to the rest of the plant. Now, I don't have any skill to show you right now because I effectively killed 99% of them on my plants. But the chemical that's recommended, one of the 3 chemicals, is this Acetamiprid. Sorry, I haven't had enough coffee yet today. I found it in this basic Ortho product, and I ordered it from Amazon. It was delivered to my door. I mixed up a giant bucket of it, and all of my plants I soaked in it all the way down to the tips of their leaves for about 10 minutes each. And then I had to go through and wipe off all of the scale and dip them one more time. What this did, not only did it effectively get rid of 99% of my scale, but it also got rid of all the living things inside of the moss. So again, no more mess, no more little critters digging around and dropping filth everywhere. I'm going to speed this video along to how to water your staghorn ferns effectively in the wintertime without having to take them all down. Regular spray bottle. Very gently. And you can see how much water you're using. And again, in the wintertime, your staghorns are going to use a lot less. They're going to use a lot less water than they would in the heat of the summertime. So if you go through and use maybe about 1 inch of water about every 3 days, depending on how cool it is, and you do this right, it won't even drip, and you can moisten all around your staghorns without having to pull them down and actually submerge them. I've also found, since I brought my staghorns inside, that they really like to be misted if you have the time, several times a day. They're a lot happier. I'm seeing a lot of new growth on them. And if you have the time and you're around, you can go through several times a day and just give them a really good misting, and this will keep them very, very happy. And this will also save you the headaches of having to pull everything off the walls constantly and submerge them fully and then wait for them to drip dry. And you know the process if you've ever tried to keep tropical plants alive or the staghorn ferns alive in a colder climate. So that's it. So now you know how to kill scale on your plants, and you also know an alternative way to keep your staghorns happy and watered inside for the wintertime. I hope you enjoyed my video. Sorry my poor pronunciation of the insecticide. If you like my quick how-to videos, please subscribe. It helps. Take care.